Narelle here from Narelle's Astro, and today we're talking about astrology and whether it works. So if you're a believer, hopefully I can provide some information here for you today that'll help to strengthen your belief, and it might provide you with some information that you can pass on to others. And for those non-believers, well, hopefully I can give you some food for thought. Okay, let's get started. Ceases to amaze me that we've been using astrology for over 5,000 years. That takes us back to the 3rd millennium BC in Mesopotamia, roughly modern Iraq today. And that's where the Babylonians first wrote down on clay tablets the fact that they were observing the stars and watching what was happening with the weather patterns, put that information together and used it to improve their agriculture. And of course, we're still doing that today. Yep, nothing beats using a moon calendar for improving your garden or improving your health. We're still using that today. Amazing stuff, right? So back to Mesopotamia. Around 350 BC, a Greek king called Alexander the Great came along and conquered Mesopotamia. And with that, he also took over Alexandria in Egypt. And that's where the Great Library was held, and all the information and knowledge of the world at the time was held within that great library. And that's where we had the Egyptian knowledge of astrology along with the Babylonian astrology kind of did this mix. And along came the birthing of what we know as horoscopic astrology. Yep, that's where we basically look at the exact time when we were born and we draw up a birth chart. Born 350 BC. Amazing, right? But then 200 years goes by and good old Julius Caesar comes along and conquers Alexandria, Egypt. And in the proceeds of that, he burns down this amazing library with all the information in it. Of course, he does take the information on astrology and the known knowledge at the time back to Rome, and all this information flourishes throughout Europe. So through that, not only do these conquerors obviously use astrology to their benefit, but everyday people are using astrology for decision making along with royals. And the most famous case for that is in the 16th century with Princess Elizabeth I, the daughter of King Henry VIII. Now at this time, Princess Elizabeth, who was a Protestant, was kind of in dire straits at the time because her sister, Queen Mary, who was a Catholic, was ruling at the time. And there was a fair bit of argy-bargy going on with regards to her, as in Princess Elizabeth, being held up for treason. And so she went to her astrologer, Dr. John Dee, at the time to kind of find out her fate. And within that, Dr. John Dee, he cast her chart, he cast Queen Mary's chart, and once he deciphered the charts, he identified that Queen Mary was going to come to not a good end, and indeed she didn't. She most likely died of a tumour of the womb. And he also, when he looked at Princess Elizabeth's chart at the time, he identified that indeed she would rule, and she'd rule for a very long time. And he prophesied that. He went to jail for it. Fortunately, what he prophesied was right. And once Princess Elizabeth became queen, she obviously released him from jail, and he actually became one of her main advisors in the Queen's court. So once again, we not only have everyday people, but we have royals using astrology. From there, even in our modern day use, we've even had presidents and presidents' wives use astrology. Nancy Reagan, wife of former President of the USA, Ronald Reagan, consulted an astrologer all the time for helping to decipher better time frames for the president to do public speaking engagements and like. So we can see throughout time that so many royals, everyday people, conquerors, leaders of countries have actually consulted with astrologers and used it to their advantage. And of course, presently today, we are still doing that. I'm doing that on a daily basis, utilizing astrology that's going to help me and others make decisions in life, coupled with gathering information from all kinds of sources to help us just make solid, sound decisions. So if you've enjoyed the information today and you'd like to learn a little bit more about astrology, I can recommend a great book to get you started. It's actually called Understanding Astrology and the Birth Chart. It's actually by Kevin Burk, so I'll pop a link down below that can provide easy access for getting the book. And if you'd also like to follow the moon cycles and how you can utilize the moon cycle for planting and looking after your health and so much more, then I'll also pop a link down below for the moon diary. It's one of the best ones I recommend. I actually do write for the moon time diary, so obviously I can recommend it from quality information as well. So thanks for watching today. Thoroughly enjoyed your company, and if you like, subscribe, and I look forward to catching up with you next time.